At the beginning of the drama, we see Bong, who works as a chef in the Blue House. A minister's bodyguard comes to him and asks him to cook a fish for the minister, but he also says, make sure there are absolutely no bones in this fish because the minister is allergic to bones. Bong says, okay. Then Bong cooks the fish for the minister. After that, he goes to a girl and flirts with her. Here we learn that Bong is a playboy type of guy who flirts with every girl. Meanwhile, when the fish is served to the minister finds a bone in the fish. Seeing this, the bodyguard thinks that Bong intentionally left the bone in the fish because he knew it would cause the minister to have an allergic reaction and make him sick. Then they file a complaint against Bong with the police. Seeing this, a man standing there named Director Han becomes very happy, and here we find out that Director Han was behind all of this. Then, 2 police officers come outside Bong's room to arrest him. When Bong comes out, he says, give me some time, I'm sure I'm being framed. But the policemen don't listen to him and try to catch him, so Bong runs away from there. The policemen also run after him. While running, he comes to a balcony. As the policemen try to catch him, he jumps down. Even while falling, he winks at a girl and then falls into the water. In the water, as his breath is about to stop, he thinks, no, I don't want to die yet. Just then, a girl comes to him and kisses him. As they kiss, a strange light appears near them. Then, when Bong regains consciousness, he says to himself, am I alive or dead? Where am I right now? This looks like a place from an old era. After that, he looks at his body. He has now entered a girl's body. He is shocked to see this. Then he sees himself in the mirror and remembers that this is the same girl who kissed him in the water. Seeing this, he doesn't understand anything. Then a handmaiden comes to him and says, Your Majesty the Queen, are you awake? Hearing this feels very strange to Bong. Then the handmaiden lays him in her lap and gives him medicine. The medicine is very bitter, so Bong spits it out. After this, Bong comes outside, and all the handmaidens bow and greet him. Bong feels very strange seeing this. Then he runs out of the palace, and all the handmaidens try to stop him, saying, Stop, Your Majesty. But Bong doesn't listen to them and comes outside. Coming outside, he sees that he is in a palace. He is very surprised to see this. He doesn't understand what is happening. Then the palace doctor comes and tries to examine him, but Bong forbids him from coming near and thinks, what is all this happening? Did I time travel? The thought of time travel makes him very worried, and he thinks, what will happen now? After this, he is in the room, and the palace doctor examines him. He asks about him, his name, age, background. Here, Bong tells everything about his real self, Bong. Here, Bong does not know who the person whose body he is in is, or what her name is. The doctor listens to him and tells everyone, Queen So-young has lost her memory. Hearing this, Bong thinks, it seems I have time traveled and entered this girl's body. Now how will I go back? Then Bong asks his handmaiden Yeon, what happened to me? Yeon explains, you were found drowned in the pond and were unconscious for a day and a night. Hearing this, Bong thinks, that girl and I fell into the water together. Maybe that's why our bodies were exchanged. Then he says to Yeon, take me to that pond. Bong, that is So-young, goes towards the pond, with all the handmaidens accompanying him. He says, I am just going to see the pond, so you all wait here. But the handmaidens don't listen to him and go with him. After going a short distance, Court Lady Choi says, the pond is behind that stone. Hearing this, Bong immediately jumps into the pond and says, let's go back home. But when he falls, there is only mud there. He is surprised to see this. Then he asks Court Lady Choi, what is all this? Where is the pond? Court Lady Choi says, after your accident, the Grand Queen had this pond sealed. During their conversation, Bong finds out that the body he has entered belongs to a queen named So-young, and she is about to marry King Cheol. Hearing this, Bong is happy that he has entered a queen's body. Then he tells all the handmaidens to call him queen. So all the handmaidens call him queen, and he is happy to see this. Then he asks them to fill the pond with water, but they refuse and say, this is the Grand Queen's order and we cannot go against her command. Hearing this, Bong gets upset. On the other side, King Cheol is reading an adult book. Then he learns that Queen So-young has woken up, so he calls for her to meet him. When she comes to meet him, Cheol, seeing her dirty, covers his nose with his hand and starts lecturing her on cleanliness. Hearing this, Bong says, I am very busy right now. I will do all this later. For now, have the pond refilled with water. King Cheol says, this is the Grand Queen's order, so from now on, that pond will be kept empty. Then he tries to take his book from him, but Cheol doesn't give him the book, so he starts pulling it. Cheol then flings him into the air, causing the book to fall near one of Cheol's servants, and the servant accidentally drops the book into the water. Seeing this, Cheol first gets angry at him, but when the servant apologizes, Cheol forgives him. After that, Cheol starts to leave in his palanquin, and Bong says to him, let's go together. But Cheol refuses and says, there is only room for one in this, and you should bathe first. A girl is standing there, watching all of this. Meanwhile, the Grand Queen and her brother Gyun are sitting together. Just then, the palace doctor comes to them, and he informs them that Queen So-young has lost her memory. Hearing this, the Grand Queen asks the doctor when she will recover. The doctor says, I can't say anything about when she will remember everything. On the other side, the junior queen also finds out that Queen So-young has lost her memory. After this, we also learn that a concubine will be appointed for Cheol, whose name is Hua Jin. In the next scene, everyone is in the court when some people are accusing Hua Jin of pushing the queen into the water. But some people say that this is a lie. We cannot believe it. Then, Cheol says in front of everyone, Hua Jin did nothing. That night, Hua Jin and I were together. Then he announces in front of everyone that Hua Jin will be my concubine. Here we learn one thing, that Cheol is a king in name only. In reality, all orders are carried out by the Grand Queen. Then a letter comes from the palace for Hua Jin, in which she is selected to become King Cheol's concubine. Then Bong is bathing in water. Just then, he learns from Court Lady Choi that there are 2 other ponds in the palace, but they have also been closed by the Grand Queen's order. Hearing this, Bong thinks, will I have to live like this for my whole life? Then he comes out and sees that there is a bucket of water. Seeing this, he thinks, I should try every kind of water. So he puts his face in the bucket. Seeing this, Court Lady Choi and Yeon are astonished and pull his face out of the bucket. After this, wherever Bong sees water, he puts his face in it, but it doesn't help him. Then he gets tired and sits in one place. Just then, Court Lady Choi comes to him and says, tomorrow is your and King Cheol's wedding. Hearing this, Bong is shocked. Here he remembers that he has read a history book in which it was written that King Cheol is a very foolish king, and he is a king only in name. In reality, all the rule is under the Grand Queen. After this, Bong meets Cheol and says, I am not what you think I am. On the outside, I may be a girl, but on the inside, I am a boy. So, you should not marry me. And if by mistake we do get married, I cannot do that at night, because I have no interest in men, and I will be born in Korea 200 years from now. After this, Bong says, you understand what I'm saying, right? Hearing all this, Cheol says to his servants, tell the palace doctor to come and examine Queen So-young properly and find out her illness. Then he hugs So-young, that is Bong, and says, I know you are very troubled right now, but you will get well soon, and I will always be your husband and stay with you. After this, Court Lady Choi and Yeon are taking him away, and Bong thinks, now what will I do? Then at night, the doctor comes to So-young and starts treating Bong in strange ways. Seeing this, Bong says to the doctor, you remember this. Tomorrow, I will become the queen, and after that, my command will rule. The way you are treating me without my permission, just think what kind of punishment I will give you. Hearing this, he gets scared and leaves. After this, Bong thinks that after the wedding tomorrow, when I become the queen, it will be easy to get the pond filled with water. Thinking this, he gets ready for the wedding. The next day, Bong and King Cheol get married. After the wedding, they are given a glass of wine to drink, and Bong drinks the whole glass of wine. Then, they are standing there. Just then, Bong hears a voice from within him. You have to love me. After this, when he closes his eyes, he sees Cheol. Seeing all this, Bong is about to fall, and Cheol catches him. On the other side, Hua Jin's family sends her to the palace to become a concubine. Here, after the wedding, Bong, that is So-young, is taken to a room. When he sees the room, he says, this is a very nice room. Then Court Lady Choi says, the meaning of this room is to make a great contribution. Hearing this, Bong is surprised and says, do I have to fight a war? Court Lady Choi says, no, it means that you have to give birth to the crown prince. Hearing this, Bong is shocked and thinks, I had forgotten that I would have to stay with Cheol at night. Then at night, Cheol and Bong are sitting opposite each other. Bong thinks that there must be some way to solve this problem. Then he looks at the wine. Seeing it, Bong gets an idea. He asks Cheol to drink wine. When Cheol refuses, Bong, that is So-young, asks him to play a drinking game. When Cheol looks at the game, it doesn't seem very special to him, so he refuses. After this, Bong starts singing a song in front of him, in which he is asking him to drink wine. So Cheol drinks the wine. After that, Cheol starts taking off his clothes. Seeing this, Bong thinks that now I have only one way left. Then, as Cheol is extinguishing the candle, Bong attacks him, but Cheol grabs his hand and lays him in his lap. After that, Cheol starts drinking wine again and offers wine to So-young as well. Seeing this, Bong thinks that it seems Cheol has changed his mind. Then Cheol, after drinking wine, goes to sleep. Seeing this, Bong thinks, so he's a lion by day and a mouse by night. I was scared for nothing, but still, I have to be careful. So he ties the knots of his clothes tightly. Then Cheol is sleeping alone on the entire bed. Seeing this, Bong goes to him and starts pulling a mattress from under him. Seeing this, Cheol says, if even one of the 3 mattresses is missing, I can't sleep. Hearing this, Bong lies down on the floor. The next morning when Bong wakes up, the knots of his clothes are open. Seeing this, he reassures himself, maybe I opened them in my sleep. Then, Bong is getting ready to be taken to meet the Grand Queen and the Junior Queen. At the same time, he learns from Court Lady Choi, today, you will be declared the queen in front of everyone. Hearing this, Bong thinks, this is a never-ending wedding. Then on the way, he sees Hua Jin. He finds her attractive, so he quickly runs to her. After all, he is in So Young's body, but he is boy. He tries to talk to Hua Jin. Just then, Yan comes there and tells So Young, stay away from Hua Jin. There is a rumor about her that she was the one who pushed you into the water, and she is the one who will be made King Cheol's concubine. Hearing this, Bong says to Hua Jin, I like you. Will you be my friend? Hua Jin says, it seems you have changed a bit. Just then, Cheol arrives. And when Cheol and Hua Jin are talking, it is clear from watching them that they like each other. Seeing this, Bong thinks, I should not have entered So Young's body. I should have entered this Cheol's body. After that, Cheol tells So Young to arrange the ceremony for Hua Jin, becoming a concubine. Hearing this, Bong says, I have too much work, and spits, saying, get lost. Everyone is shocked to see this. Then he lifts his skirt and walks away. Seeing this, Cheol says, what was that? After this, Cheol says to Hua Jin, I know you did nothing in the pond incident. You are innocent. Trust me, I will not let any harm come to you. After that, Bong comes to the palace and meets the Grand Queen and the Junior Queen. Here, Bong praises the Grand Queen's skin so much that the Grand Queen is impressed by him. After this, the Junior Queen starts telling him ways to produce a crown prince. Seeing this, Bong thinks, this is a very clever mother-in-law. Then he says to the Junior Queen, you don't need to tell me all this. I know everything. I will handle it all. After that, he goes outside. Then Cheol and Bong go to the court where everyone wishes them for their marriage. Seeing them all, Bong remembers that he has read a history book. According to it, half of all these people are corrupt and half are good. Then the Grand Queen's brother, Jua Gun, comes there. Seeing him, Bong remembers, this is the most corrupt person of all. Bong is laughing looking at him when he falls down. Then he gets up and sits up and says, you all continue. Seeing this, Cheol says to everyone, it seems the queen is very tired because of last night. Hearing this, Bong angrily says, nothing happened between us last night, so why did you say that? To this, Cheol says, maybe you don't remember because you were drunk, but we had a lot of fun last night. Hearing this, Bong thinks, he is such a big liar. If something like that had happened, I would have definitely known. Nothing like that happened. Then, as Bong is going back, he thinks of asking Court Lady Choi and Yan about it but doesn't. Meanwhile, the Grand Queen tells Jua-gun, the queen is not feeling well, which is why she made a fool of herself in front of everyone today. Jua-gun says yes. Then the Grand Queen asks Jua-gun, was Cheol really with Hua Jin that night? Jua-gun says, I can't say for sure. I am looking into it. As soon as I find out something, I will let you know. In the next scene, So Young, that is Bong, selects Hua Jin to become a concubine. Then he asks Hua Jin, do you know that Cheol is the type of person who is a lion by day and a mouse by night? Hua Jin says, I don't think that's right. Saying this, she starts to leave. As she is leaving, Hua Jin says to So Young, Cheol is not that kind of person. He is a lion at night too. Hearing this, Bong gets very worried and thinks, did Cheol really do something with me? Then at night, some masked men enter the palace and start searching for a file, but they don't find it, so they start to leave. Just then, the guards see them and chase them on horseback. On the way, a woman is standing with her child. She gets scared seeing them like this, and her child falls. Just then, one of the masked men comes back, picks up the child, gives it to the woman, and leaves. Then that masked man comes to the palace, and here we find out that the masked man is none other than Cheol. Here we also find out that although Cheol is a puppet king in front of everyone, in reality, he is a good king who does his work at night. He had gone there to find a very important file, which he did not find. After this, Cheol is reading some papers when Bong comes there and tries many ways to find out the truth about what happened last night. But Cheol doesn't tell him anything. Instead, Cheol says that a king never lies. Hearing this, Bong gets worried. Then Bong is sitting in his room thinking about all this. Just then, Court Lady Choi comes and says, from today, your classes on how to live properly in the palace will begin. Bong says, I will not do all this. Then he thinks, I don't have to live here for my whole life anyway. I just have to find a way back and go back. For that, I have to get the pond refilled with water. And until then, I will have to live according to these people. Then from the next day, Bong is given training on how to live properly in the palace. Court Lady Choi tells him to sit properly, but he keeps moving. Seeing this, Court Lady Choi uses a stick and says, you have to sit exactly like a Buddha. After this, she asks him to walk properly between the candles. But Bong being Bong, he extinguishes all the candles with his clothes. After that, Court Lady Choi teaches him how to eat and then asks him to thread a needle for embroidery. But here Bong pricks his own hand. After this, his heart starts to hurt, and he hears So-young's voice saying to Cheol, "You have to love me." Here, Bong remembers that King Cheol does not love So-young, but rather hates her. And that night too, Cheol had no intention of spending the night with So-young, which is why he was asking her to drink. As soon as he remembers all this, Bong becomes very happy that nothing happened to him that night. Then So-young goes to meet the Grand Queen and asks her to fill the pond. Hearing this, the Grand Queen starts to get angry at her, so So-young says, "If you promise to fill the pond in 7 days, I will give you a crown prince." But the Grand Queen still does not agree. On the other hand, the Junior Queen tries to win Hua Jin over with her words. But when Hua Jin refuses, the Junior Queen, to provoke her, says, "The Queen will soon give birth to the Crown Prince, and then she will take the king away from you." This has a great effect on Hua Jin. Then when she returns, her handmaiden tells her, "Queen So-young is very clever. She has accused you of something you didn't even do." Here, Bong tells Cheol, "From now on, we will have a no-touch rule between us. This means that from now on, we will both live happily but will not touch each other." Hearing this, Cheol says, "Okay," and then he goes outside. After this, Bong is about to go outside wearing men's clothes when Yan tells him, "The bell will ring 12 times between 11 and 1, after which the palace gates will be closed. You have to come back before that." Bong says, "Okay." Meanwhile, some guards were harassing a man and his family because they had not repaid a loan, so they had come to enslave them. Seeing this, the man's young daughter starts to cry, and the man runs away from there, and the guards catch the rest and enslave them. Then we see Jwagyun's son Kim. Jwagyun asks him which position he wants in the palace. Kim does not give a proper answer here. Here, Bong goes to a brothel and has fun with the girls and also drinks wine. Then he goes to the toilet and meets Kim there. He is talking strangely in front of Kim, and Kim is surprised to hear his words. Then, at the same brothel, we see King Cheol's brother, Yong, and Cheol's friend, Hong, who were talking about that important file which contains everyone's dark secrets. Here we learn that these two, Cheol's brother Yong and his friend Hong, are also allied with Cheol. All three of them had gone that night to find that file, which they did not find. While these two are talking, Cheol is also sitting behind a curtain there, talking to them. Just then, So-young arrives. Seeing her, these people think she must be with the Grand Queen and has come here to spy, and she has heard all our conversations. But in reality, it wasn't like that. Bong was very drunk, and that's why he had come here by mistake. Then Bong hears the sound of the palace bell and quickly runs towards the palace. At this, Yong says, "If the queen tells anyone about us, it could be dangerous for us. Therefore, we must kill the queen." Hearing this, Cheol ties a cloth over his face and goes to kill So-young. Then So-young is on her way to the palace when Cheol appears in front of her on the path, places a sword at her neck, and thinks, "I don't know how much the queen heard. If she says, 'I didn't hear anything, let me go,' then I will kill her." That would mean she heard everything. Now, the first word out of her mouth will decide whether she lives or dies, but here, Bong is not scared of him at all and is also ready to attack. Cheol is surprised to see that he is not scared at all. Just then, a sword comes flying and removes the mask from Cheol's face. Seeing this, Cheol covers his face with his hand. Then Kim arrives and starts sword fighting with Cheol. During the sword fight, Cheol hides his face with one hand and fights with the other. Kim realizes here that he is trying to hide his face, so he tries to see his face. Just then, Yong and Hong arrive and throw a stone towards Kim. This distracts Kim, and in that time, Cheol runs away from there. After this, Cheol, Yong, and Hong return to the palace where Cheol says, "I don't think So-young heard anything, but if I ever feel that So-young knows something about us or is allied with them, I will kill her at that very moment." Here, So-young faints due to the drink, so Kim picks her up and brings her to the palace. There, he looks at the queen intently. Here we are shown a flashback where, before falling into the pond, So-young was sitting by the pond and was crying a lot. Kim comes to her and asks what happened, to which So-young tells him, "I was not happy in the palace, so I came outside." Seeing So-young cry, Kim tells her that he likes her. Here, a kiss also happens between them. Then the flashback ends, and Kim, remembering all this, says while crying, "I don't know what happened to you that night." The next morning, So-young wakes up and learns that Kim had come to drop her off last night. After this, So-young asks the royal chef to cook something for her and send it. The chef cooks food for her and sends it, but So-young doesn't like it. So she asks the chef to cook something else and send it. So the chef cooks and sends many dishes one by one, but So-young doesn't like any of them. So she goes to cook the food herself. There, she cooks food in her Bong style. Everyone is surprised to see this. Then So-young cooks the food and leaves. After she leaves, the chef starts to check the food and says, "Let me see how badly it's made." But when he checks it, he finds it very good. Here, Bong is also happy after eating the food he made with his own hands. Just then, Cheol comes to him and says, "It seems you drank a bit too much last night." Hearing this, Bong thinks, could he have found out that I went out last night? Then Cheol comes to him and starts staring at him. Seeing this, Bong thinks, he is playing a staring game with me. So he also starts looking into his eyes. Then Bong burps, and Cheol steps back. So Young apologizes to him for this. Hearing this, Cheol goes out from there. After this, Kim comes to meet So Young. He asks So Young, "Why were you sad that night?" So Young says, "I was just sad for no reason." Kim says, "The one who pushed you into the water that night and the one who attacked you last night, are they the same person?" Hearing this, Bong is shocked that someone attacked him last night. Then she says to Kim, "I have lost my memory of the pond incident from that day. I don't remember anything about it." Hearing this, Kim asks, "So Young, have you really forgotten everything from that day?" So Young says, "Yes." Hearing this, Kim feels bad. Then he comes out and says, "You may have forgotten everything, but I have not. I will find out who it is that wants to kill you." Here, Bong thinks, So Young has been attacked twice, and before a third attack happens, I should go back from here. And to go back, I will have to please the Grand Queen so that she gives me permission to have the pond filled. So he goes to the chef and asks about the Grand Queen's meal schedule. So the chef tells him everything. After this, So Young and Cheol are together, where during their conversation, Cheol tries to get the truth out of So Young, but So Young doesn't know anything, so she gives strange answers. Then So Young tells Cheol to go to Hua Jin's room, but Cheol says, "No, I will sleep here tonight." After that, both are lying together. Bong thinks, could it be that Cheol tried to kill me? He doesn't love So Young anyway. While Bong is thinking all this, Cheol thinks that maybe So Young will speak the truth in her sleep. Then both decide that they will not sleep at night. But after a while, we see that they both fall asleep. Then, in his sleep, Cheol has a dream about someone's murder, so he starts talking in his sleep. Hearing this, So Young wakes up and tries to wake him up. But here, Cheol mistakes her for Hua Jin, hugs her, and says, "Hua Jin, you saved me again today." Hearing this, So Young pushes him away. Then they fight over the blanket. So Young takes the blanket and sleeps on one side, and Cheol has to sleep without a blanket. The next morning, So Young tells Cheol, "From now on, you will not sleep in my room." Hearing this, Cheol says, "You are saying this because I took Hua Jin's name last night, right? So from today, I will not take Hua Jin's name." Then, Hua Jin and So Young practice archery. Hua Jin's aim is very good, but So Young's aim is very bad. Everyone bursts out laughing seeing this. After that, So Young looks at Hua Jin and thinks, is she really responsible for the pond incident? Hua Jin says, "You are worse than I thought you were. On the surface, you speak sweetly, but inside, you are plotting such a big conspiracy against me. I didn't throw you into the water. You deliberately jumped into the water and now you have blamed me for throwing you in." Hearing this, So Young thinks, whether she threw me in the water or not, there is someone who is trying to kill me. I should find out about it. Then Young gives Cheol a medicine with which he can make the queen tell the truth. Meanwhile, So Young goes to the kitchen and cooks for the Grand Queen. Here, Cheol sends a handmaiden to call for So Young, but So Young refuses. So the handmaiden comes and tells Cheol, the queen is cooking for the Grand Queen, so she has refused to come. Then, So Young goes to the Grand Queen and feeds her the food she made. The Grand Queen likes this food very much. She happily thanks So Young for making such good food. Taking advantage of this opportunity, So Young asks the Grand Queen to have the pond filled with water. The Grand Queen agrees to this. Hearing this, So Young becomes very happy. Then So Young tells all the servants and handmaidens to fill the water. So they all take buckets and start filling the water. Seeing this, So Young thinks that it will take several days to fill the water this way. Then she tells everyone, "Fill the pond with water quickly. If there is a delay, I will have everyone's heads cut off." Hearing this, everyone starts filling the water quickly. Then a servant is carrying a bucket and falls on the way, so everyone behind him also falls. Seeing this, So Young makes them stand in a line and tells them to pass the bucket to each other. Everyone is happy to see this because this way they won't get too tired. Then, while filling the water, Hua Jin's handmaiden gets into a fight with another handmaiden because that handmaiden is blaming Hua Jin for pushing Queen So Young into the water. Then Cheol asks So Young to drink jasmine tea. When So Young smells the jasmine tea, she remembers that the room she went to that night also smelled of jasmine tea, and the attacker who attacked her also smelled of jasmine tea. Remembering this, So Young becomes suspicious of Cheol, thinking that he was the one who attacked her. Then she says to Cheol, "It was you, wasn't it?" Hearing this, Cheol takes out his knife. But then So Young thinks, I shouldn't tell the truth right now. I should act cleverly. So she changes the subject and says, "Right now, this tea is what I need." Hearing this, Cheol puts his knife back and gives her the tea to drink. Seeing this, So Young thinks, why is he insisting so much on me drinking this tea? Then she gives the tea to Cheol and asks him to drink it, saying, why don't you drink this tea? You should also get a chance to show your love. Hearing this, Cheol drinks the tea and then grabs her and pours the tea into her mouth. Seeing this, So Young starts to vomit. So Cheol says, do you think I have given you poison that you are acting like this? So Young says, why? Can't you give me poison? Hearing this, Cheol takes a hairpin from her hair, gives it to her, and then places her hand on his neck and says, if you think I have given you poison, you can kill me right now. Here, So Young does not kill him. Then, due to the medicine, So Young gets intoxicated. So she asks Cheol, what did you make me drink? Cheol tries to get the truth out of her. So Young says, I know you tried to kill me. If you love someone else, then be with her. What's the need to kill me for that? Hearing this, Cheol understands that she has not heard anything and knows nothing about them. Then he goes outside, and after he leaves, So Young starts getting angry at him. She says, how dare you try to kill me? Now I will not spare you. Then Cheol goes to Young and says to him, we were suspecting Queen So Young for nothing. She doesn't know anything at all. Hearing this, Young is surprised. Then at night, all the servants and handmaidens were tired from filling water. So one of them sits down and says, I can't do this anymore. I'm very tired. Seeing this, the rest also stop working and sit down. Here, Kim has the piece of cloth from Cheol's mask, which Cheol wore to kill So Young. Kim investigates the cloth and finds out that it belongs to someone in the palace. Meanwhile, Cheol burns the clothes from which he had torn the cloth to tie over his face. A servant sees him doing this. In the next scene, a masked person kidnaps Hua Jin's handmaiden and asks about the pond incident. When Hua Jin's handmaiden doesn't say anything, he places heavy stones on her legs. Meanwhile, the Grand Queen asks Jwagun about the Hua Jin issue, to which Jwagun says that he has assigned this task to one of his trusted men. Then, So Young sits in one place and thinks, I thought that king was a fool, but he is very clever. So I have to pass the time quietly until the pond is filled with water. Then, the Grand Queen calls So Young to meet her. So Young thinks, now my work with her is done. Why is she calling me now? Here, the same masked person comes to meet Jwagun. Jwagun asks if the handmaiden has revealed anything. The masked person says, no, she hasn't said anything yet. Jwagun says, you try to find out the truth from her. Here, So Young meets the Grand Queen, and the Grand Queen asks her to appoint 3 more concubines for Cheol. So Young says, okay. Then the Grand Queen asks her to cook and bring food. Hearing this, So Young first refuses, but then thinks, I can't make her angry until the pond is filled. So she agrees to cook. Then she cooks food for the Grand Queen and sends it to her. Then So Young comes to the servants and handmaidens who were filling the water, but they are in a bad condition due to the heat. So Young asks the chef to make a cold drink for all of them, which makes everyone feel better after drinking it. Here, Hua Jin is worried about her missing handmaiden and thinks, I don't know where she has gone. Then she tells this to Cheol and Young as well. So Cheol says, I think the handmaiden was kidnapped to make you the scapegoat for the pond incident. Cheol says, I will come forward. Neither of you should come forward. Hearing this, Hua Jin says, you don't need to do this for me. Here we find out that the dream Cheol has at night is about the murder of his family. A few years ago, Cheol's family was murdered after being called traitors. Cheol says, I have already lost my loved ones, and I don't want to lose anyone else now, so I will be the one to come forward. Meanwhile, So Young asks Yeon and Court Lady Choi about the events before she fell into the pond. They tell her that before falling into the pond, you were very sad because King Cheol liked someone else, and before falling into the pond, you had also given us all gifts. Hearing all this, So Young realizes that Hua Jin did nothing. So Young actually committed suicide. Here, Hua Jin goes to the Grand Queen and takes all the blame upon herself and asks for the handmaiden to be released. Hearing this, the Grand Queen is about to punish her. Just then, Cheol arrives and says, Hua Jin has done nothing. Please let her go. To this, the Grand Queen says, Hua Jin has confessed her crime herself. Therefore, she will be punished. So Young is also standing there watching all this. Here, Young saves Hua Jin's handmaiden, but the masked person escapes from there. Meanwhile, by the Grand Queen's order, Hua Jin's head is about to be cut off with a sword. Then Cheol sits down, grabs the sword, and says, we will not let you do this. If you have to punish someone, punish us. Just then, So Young says in front of everyone that Hua Jin has done nothing. I tried to commit suicide myself. Everyone is shocked to hear this. Then the Grand Queen asks, but why did you try to commit suicide? To this, So Young doesn't know what to say. Just then, she sees that Hua Jin has fainted there. So, she also pretends to faint. Then Cheol picks up Hua Jin from there and carries her away. Everyone is shocked to see this. Then, seeing So Young unconscious, Kim picks her up and looks at Cheol angrily. Then Jwa-gyun tells the Grand Queen, now that So Young herself has confessed that she tried to commit suicide, there is no blame left on Hua Jin, so we will have to release Hua Jin now. The Grand Queen says, yes. Then So Yong is brought to her room, where everyone sits by her side and starts crying. Hearing all this, So Yong, who was pretending to be unconscious, says in her mind, enough now. Meanwhile, Kim is thinking about So Yong, that before coming to the palace, So Yong was very happy, but after coming to the palace, she tried to commit suicide. Then he thinks about Cheol, who left So Yong and carried Hua Jin away. Remembering this, Kim thinks, did Queen So Yong try to commit suicide because of Cheol? Then at night, Cheol and Yong are together, and Cheol thinks, what could be the reason that the queen tried to commit suicide? Then Cheol remembers the conversation from that night where So Yong had asked Cheol, why do you hate me so much? To this, Cheol had said, because your Kim family members killed my family, and you also belong to the Kim family. To this, So Yong says, but what is my fault in this? Remembering all this, Cheol says, it seems So Yong tried to commit suicide because of me. If we had not behaved so rudely with her, she would never have tried to commit suicide. After this, Cheol goes to meet So Yong. So Yong gets angry at him and says, first you tried to kill me, so why have you come here now? Cheol says, I have not come here to fight. You must have many complaints against me. I will explain everything to you. To this, So Yong says, now there is no need to explain anything to me. You should have understood this before attacking me. Now go from here. Don't come here until you get on your knees and apologize to me. Hearing this, Cheol leaves. After he leaves, So Yong takes out her hairpin and throws it at the door. After this, Cheol comes to Hua Jin and hugs her. Yong feels bad seeing this. Here, it is clear from seeing him that he likes Hua Jin. Cheol tells Hua Jin, from now on don't do anything that puts your life in danger. Then Hong comes and tells Hua Jin that Yong has saved your handmaiden, and she is completely fine now. Hearing this, Hua Jin thanks Yong. Cheol here tells them that the queen is angry with him, and now it has become even more difficult to explain things to her. Then Hua Jin meets her handmaiden and asks her to leave the palace. Then the word spreads in the palace that King Cheol had picked up Hua Jin in front of everyone. Then Hua Jin is painting a portrait of Yong standing in front of her, but Yong keeps looking at Hua Jin. Then the Grand Queen sends back the royal chef's food and asks So Yong to cook. So Yong cooks for her. Here, the other chefs are also listening to So Yong's words and not listening to the royal chef at all, which makes the royal chef feel bad. Then food is sent to the Grand Queen, and when she eats it, she is very happy. In the next scene, the Junior Queen is trapping Hua Jin in her words and trying to win her over. Here we are shown a flashback. Before falling into the pond, So Yong had met Hua Jin. So Yong had told Hua Jin to stay away from Cheol, but Hua Jin had refused. To this, So Yong had told Hua Jin, I know a truth about you, and I will tell it to the king. Hearing this, Hua Jin had said, even if you tell Cheol the truth about me, Cheol will still hate you, because you belong to the Kim family, and the people of the Kim family killed Cheol's family. Hearing this, So Yong becomes sad and then jumps into the water. In the present, Hua Jin is thinking about all this. Then it starts to rain, and seeing this, So Yong becomes happy that now the pond will fill up with water quickly. Meanwhile, Cheol thinks, I should apologize to So Yong. Here, So Yong is happily getting drenched in the rain. Court Lady Choi and Yeon try to stop her, but she doesn't listen to a single word of theirs and starts getting drenched in the rain. Just then, Cheol is passing by. He sees So Yong getting drenched in the rain like this, so he goes to her and says, I have come to apologize to you. Hearing this, So Yong says, okay, fine, now you can go. Cheol says, I gathered so much courage to apologize to you, and you are telling me to go? This has hurt me, so I will not be able to spend the night with you tonight. Hearing this, So Yong says, that's a very good thing. Then Cheol gives her his umbrella and leaves. As he is leaving, Cheol says, we put on a good drama today. After Cheol leaves, So Yong becomes even happier and dances a lot. Now, due to the rain, the pond is full. So Yong says bye to Yeon and Court Lady Choi and goes to the pond and writes bye for everyone on a stone. Then she jumps into the pond. Cheol sees her jumping into the water and then jumps into the water himself to save her. So Yong tries to get away from him, but Cheol doesn't let go of her and pulls her out of the water. Coming out, So Yong starts getting angry at Cheol, asking why he pulled her out of the water. Cheol says, why did you try to commit suicide again? Come on, from today we will do your no-touch thing. So Yong doesn't listen to him here and starts to jump into the water again. So Cheol tries to stop her, and for this she gets very angry at Cheol. Just then, Court Lady Choi and Yeon arrive and take her with them. Then So Yong is in her room and thinks, if Cheol hadn't come on time, I would have drowned. And if the pond is not the way back, then what is the way back? Meanwhile, when Hua Jin's handmaiden is leaving the palace, the same masked person stabs her with a knife. Here, a handmaiden informs Jua that the queen jumped into the pond again this morning. Hearing this, Jua asks her to keep an eye on the queen. Then the junior queen gives Hua Jin an arrow, which makes Hua Jin happy. Meanwhile, So Yong is still thinking that the pond is not the way back. Now how will I go back? Then she gets an idea. After that, she turns off the lights and tries to call So Yong's spirit, but she doesn't come. Just then, Yon arrives and says to So Yong, "You are talking to yourself again. If this news spreads in the palace and everyone finds out, they will all make fun of you." Then So Yong sneezes because of getting wet in the water. Seeing this, Yon says, "See, your health has deteriorated because of getting wet in the water." Meanwhile, Cheol also has a cold. Then So Yong is sitting outside crying when Yon comes there, and seeing So Yong crying like this, asks if she is crying because she has lost her memory. Hearing this, So Yong starts crying even more. Then in the court, a minister presents a document to have Queen So Yong removed from her position as queen due to her mental illness. Seeing this, Cheol says, "I am close to the queen. She has no mental illness. Therefore, this document should be rechecked and presented again." Then Kim comes to tell So Yong this, and just then, Cheol also arrives. Here, they both argue about protecting the queen. So Yong also hears all this and asks them what happened. Then Cheol tells her that an attempt is being made to remove you from the post of queen. Hearing this, So Yong gets angry and thinks, "I was trying to forget everything and move on, and now these people are doing this to me." Then Cheol asks Kim to leave. So Kim says to him, "I will wait for you outside. I have something to talk to you about." After he leaves, Cheol tells So Yong that from now on, we are going to do the no-touch thing. Then he sits down and gives So Yong a hairpin, apologizes to her again, and asks for another chance. At this, So Yong agrees to give him another chance. Then Cheol comes outside, and Kim says to him, "That day too, you left the queen and picked up Hua Jin. Remember one thing of mine. If you make the queen sad, you will be sad too." Cheol says, "Are you threatening me?" Kim says, "From today, I will protect the queen and will not let anyone harm her." Then the junior queen provokes Hua Jin, saying that in the court today, the matter of removing the queen was being discussed, but Cheol did not listen to anyone and did not remove the queen from her post. The junior queen says that the queen is very clever. She is slowly winning Cheol over. Hearing this, Hua Jin says, "I have to talk to the king so that he doesn't fall further into the queen's trap." After this, Hua Jin goes to meet Cheol and asks him about the matter of removing So Yong from the post of queen. Here, Cheol tells her that your family members know that minister, so you should talk to them so that they can reason with the minister and he does not remove the queen from her post. Now, Hua Jin is forced to agree with Cheol. Then, Hua Jin says to Cheol, "You have not spent a single night with me to this day. You don't care about me at all." To this, Cheol says, "Please forgive me. I was so busy with my work that I forgot to pay attention to you, so I will come to you tonight." Hearing this, Hua Jin becomes happy and says, "You don't need to worry about the queen. I will take care of her." Then Hua Jin goes to meet So Yong and says, "I have had the documents for removing you from the post of queen cancelled, so you don't need to worry now. That day you saved my life in front of everyone, and today I have done this for you, so the score is even." So Yong says, "Okay." Then Hua Jin says, "Tonight the king will stay with me." So Yong says, "What's the need to tell me this? I'm not interested in him anyway." After this, Hua Jin leaves, and So Yong thinks, "What has my life become? Today, I can't even go to the girls." In the next scene, So Yong is cooking in the kitchen. Just then, Bong's heartbeat slows down, which causes So Yong to faint and fall. This makes everyone worried, and they try to wake her up. Meanwhile, Director Han is happy to see Bong in this state. Then, the doctors examine Bong. Here, at night, Cheol is on his way to Hua Jin's place when he sees Yon on the way, who is hurriedly taking the royal doctor somewhere. Cheol asks her what happened, and Yon tearfully tells him about So Yong's condition. Hearing this, Cheol immediately runs to So Yong and asks the chef and court lady Choi what happened to her. The chef explains that she was standing and suddenly fell, and her color turned pale. Cheol says, "This can't happen without a reason." Hearing this, court lady Choi says, "This means someone has poisoned her." Hearing this, the chef says, "That's not possible. Everything here is checked first." Then, the royal doctor comes and examines So Yong and tells Cheol that her pulse has stopped. This is a disease in which a person's pulse stops. Cheol asks him what the treatment is, and the doctor says that we have to make a tonic of some herbs and give it to her. If the tonic works, she will survive. Otherwise, she will die. Meanwhile, the junior queen calls a fortune teller and asks her about So Yong, what she wants. The lady tells her that there is another soul in So Yong's body, and we need to get it out of there as soon as possible. So she gives some talismans to the junior queen and says that they must be kept near the queen. Then, a handmaiden takes a talisman and places it under the queen's bed and places the other one around her room. Then Cheol takes the queen to the room and lays her on the bed. Meanwhile, at the hospital, two men who work with Bong come there. From their conversation, Bong learns that Director Han was behind all of this. Here, So-young regains consciousness and grabs the doctor, saying, "I will not spare you." Then she says to Cheol, "What are you doing here?" and faints again. Then the royal doctor says that she is out of danger now, but she is unconscious because she has not fully recovered yet. And who knows, she might become serious again, so she needs to be taken care of tonight. Then a handmaiden tells Hua Jin that the king is with the queen because her health has deteriorated, and for this reason, he will stay with her tonight. Hua Jin feels bad hearing this. Then she goes to the junior queen and says to her, "If we make a move, can you really bring the queen down to dust?" Meanwhile, Cheol is sitting by So-young's side, waiting for her to wake up. Here, a handmaiden tells Kim that a cloth similar to the one Kim has was burned by Cheol. Hearing this, Kim becomes suspicious of Cheol, thinking that Cheol was the one who tried to take So-young's life. Then the Grand Queen is talking to Jua Gun that Hua Jin and the Junior Queen have joined forces. Just then, a handmaiden comes and tells them about the Queen's poor health. Meanwhile, Cheol is still with So-young and is asking her to wake up quickly. Here, the Junior Queen's sorcery is in full swing. Just then, the Grand Queen arrives and says to her, "I have found out that you are responsible for the Queen's poor health." Hearing this, the Junior Queen says, "No, I was just performing this puja for the prosperity of the kingdom." But the Grand Queen shows her the same talisman and says, "We found this outside the Queen's room, and you did all this." And she also says, "We think the Queen was poisoned. If it is proven that you people did all this, then you will be severely punished." Then Kim comes to So-young's room and says to Cheol, "I have come to take the Queen." Cheol asks why. Kim explains that the Junior Queen and Hua Jin were caught performing black magic on the Queen, and there is also a rumor that the Queen was poisoned. To this, Cheol says, "No, Hua Jin would never do such a thing." Kim says, "We are investigating this, and for that, we have come to take the Queen because her life is in danger here." Cheol forbids him from taking So-young from here, but he doesn't listen. Just then, Cheol takes a sword from a guard and stops him from going inside, saying, "We are sending the Queen to her father's house for a few days, so that she can get away from all this tension and recover well there." After this, Cheol has So-young placed in a palanquin and sends her to her father's house. In the next scene, Kim goes to So-young's maternal home to meet her and says, "When you were here, you were so happy. Since Cheol came into your life, you have been sad. I wish you were mine, and I was yours." After this, he leans forward to kiss So-young, but doesn't kiss her, and leaves. Then the Grand Queen tells Jua-gyun, "If Hua Jin gives birth to the Crown Prince first, the Junior Queen will defeat us, and we don't want that. Therefore, So-young must recover quickly, and she must give birth to the Crown Prince before Hua Jin." Then when So-young regains consciousness, she sees her father's house and says, "What, have I time-traveled to some other place now?" Then Yeon comes there, and seeing her, So-young thinks, "Oh, so I'm still here." Then So-young asks Yeon what happened to her. Yeon says, "Your health had deteriorated a lot." Hearing this, So-young is surprised. Then So-young's father comes to meet her and is happy to see her well. Then many doctors come to examine So-young. One doctor examines her and goes out, and then Yeon calls another doctor inside. After this, she eats food. After eating, Bong is looking at So-young's things, and seeing them, he remembers some of So-young's memories. Seeing this, Yeon says, "Your memory is coming back." Hearing this, Bong is surprised. "Why am I remembering So-young's memories?" Meanwhile, Cheol is looking at a file, and at the same time thinking about where that file could be, the one that contains all the minister's dark secrets. Then Hua Jin is looking at a book on which So-young's name has been erased and Hua Jin's name has been written. In the next scene, Cheol meets Jua-gyun, and during their conversation, he learns that the Queen has regained consciousness. Hearing this, Cheol says he wants to go and meet So-young, and he also tells Young that they might find that secret file there. After this, he sits in his palanquin and sets off for So-young's house. Meanwhile, Bong is still thinking, "Why am I remembering So-young's memories?" Then Jua-gun comes and asks Kim if he has found anything in the poisoning case. Who did it? Kim says, "We are investigating." Then Kim learns from Jua-gyun that the Queen has regained consciousness and the king has gone to meet her. Hearing this, Kim remembers the attack on So-young and thinks, what if the Queen's life is in danger again? Here, Young tells Hua Jin that Cheol has gone to So-young's maternal home to meet her and to find that secret file. Hearing this, Hua Jin thinks, So Young did all this to call Cheol there. Then she tells Young, I will also go to meet So Young. Meanwhile, the junior queen asks someone to order a special hairpin that only the queen can wear, and she was ordering this for Hua Jin. Then Bong thinks, if this continues, I will become So Young forever, and then Director Han's plan will work and I will never be able to go back. Then he thinks, I am the queen. I can declare the Han family as traitors and have them eliminated, which will eliminate any hope of that Director Han's arrival. For that, I first need to find out which Han family he belongs to. Then Cheol arrives there and meets So Young. Seeing him, Bong starts remembering So Young's memories. Then Cheol gives her flowers, and she hits herself with the flowers and says, So Young, get out of this body. Seeing her hitting herself with the flowers, Cheol asks her what she's doing. Then he tries to take the flowers from her, but So Young doesn't give him the flowers and says, these are mine. Cheol says, I didn't know you would like them so much. Then, So Young's father arrives and welcomes Cheol. Here, Jwa-gyun asks the masked person to steal that secret file from So Young's father's house and bring it. Here, So Young's father is showing Keol his house. During this, he sees a secret safe behind a curtain. Then they come outside the house and are looking at the house when Keol's eyes fall on a well. Seeing it, he remembers the murder of his family, which causes him to fall down in fear. Tears come to his eyes, and his face turns red. So Young asks him what happened. Then she also looks towards the well and starts thinking something. Just then, Hua Jin arrives and helps Cheol up. After this, So Young goes inside. After she leaves, Hua Jin tells Cheol, So Young is completely fine now, so you should come back to the palace with me. To this, Cheol says, I can't go right now. I have to find something here. Then Cheol and So Young are sitting together, where So Young is thinking about Cheol's family, how they were murdered. While thinking this, she is looking at Cheol. Seeing this, Cheol says, Why are you looking at me like that? So Young says, just like that. Then they are talking when Kim arrives with his soldiers and asks the queen about her health. Then he says, From today, we will protect you. To this, Cheol says, We have brought guards with us. Kim says, Okay, then the guards will protect you and we will protect the queen. This leads to another argument between them. Meanwhile, the junior queen gives Hua Jin the special hairpin and says, You should have become the queen because you are worthy of being the queen in every way. Here, at night, Cheol gets up and starts searching for that secret file. Then he sees that masked man, and a fight breaks out between them. Then Mr. Queen starts to go outside in her sleep and sees the shadows of two people. She thinks they are dancing, so she also starts dancing. Then she moves forward to see them up close. Just then, a knife goes through the door. Seeing this, So Young gets scared. Cheol is trying to remove the mask of that masked man. Just then, So Young picks up a pot and comes outside and says to the masked man, How dare you attack him? Then she starts hitting the masked man on the head with the pot. The masked man steps back and pushes Cheol forward, and the pot accidentally hits Cheol's head. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the masked man runs away from there. Then So Young says to Cheol, I was drunk, so this happened by mistake. Then she asks Cheol to get up. Cheol gets up, pulls her close, and says, Today I will not do no touch. Saying this, he starts to kiss her. Just then, hearing the noise, Kim comes there and sees them kissing, which makes him feel very bad. Here, as Cheol is kissing Bong, the So Young inside him awakens, and she also starts to kiss him back. Then, So Young's father comes there and also sees them kissing. Then he says to Kim, We should not disturb them. Let's go outside. Then they both come outside. Coming outside, they hear the sound of things falling. At this, So Young's father says, This is the initial passion of marriage. We should respect their privacy. Hearing this, Kim tells the guards to stand a little further away. Meanwhile, in Chol and So Young's room, all the things are scattered, and their kiss is still ongoing. Then Bong suddenly stops the kiss and raises his hand to slap Cheol. Cheol also gets ready to be slapped, but Bong slaps himself and says, So Young, get out of my body. As long as I am in this body, it is mine. Seeing this, Cheol says, It seems you are still drunk. Then he lays her in his lap, makes her unconscious, and goes to get the file himself, but the safe is locked. So he tries to open it. Hearing this sound, Kim goes to check again, but just then, So Young starts laughing and talking in her sleep. Hearing this, Kim thinks that So Young is with Cheol, so he gets sad and leaves. Here, Cheol opens the safe, but he doesn't find the secret file in it. Then he remembers that maybe the secret file is near the well. Then he goes to the well and sees the secret file in the well. Just then, the servants arrive, which forces Cheol to leave without taking the secret file. Meanwhile, Hua Jin puts that hairpin in her hair, and here, seeing her, it becomes clear that she now wants to become the queen. Then Young comes to meet Cheol. Cheol tells him about the masked man. He also tells him that he has a cut mark on his face. Hearing this, Young says, This is the same same masked man who kidnapped Hua Jin's handmaiden. Then Cheol says, I will stay here tonight to search for that secret file again. After this, Yang goes to Hua Jin and tells her about her handmaiden, that you asked her to go home, but she did not reach home. She has disappeared, and now we are looking for her. Then he also tells Hua Jin that the king will stay there again tonight. Hearing this, Hua Jin says, perhaps he doesn't have time for me anymore. It seems his feelings for me have changed. Maybe I am the only one still holding on to our childhood memories in my heart. Here, seeing Hua Jin sad, Yang also feels sad for her. Here, Bong is worried because of So Yang's memories and thinks, now I don't even know if I am Bong or So Yang. And the difficult thing is that I am getting used to this body. Meanwhile, the Grand Queen insults the Junior Queen by making her take off her socks and also says, this is the last time we have forgiven you. Here, Kim tells Jwagun, I think there is someone among the guards who is allied with those people. At this, Jwagun tells him, don't investigate this in front of everyone. Investigate it quietly. If you investigate it in front of everyone, whoever it is will run away. Then Cheol comes to the well and remembers a childhood incident. When he was young, his family was killed for being traitors, and his mother had hidden him in the well to save him. After this, Cheol goes into the well and searches for the file, but he doesn't find the secret file there. Here, in the well again, Cheol remembers the childhood incident that when he came into the well, someone had closed the well from above, and at the same time, he sees the dead bodies of his family, who are saying, an injustice was done to us. We want justice. Seeing all this, Cheol gets very scared. Meanwhile, Hua Jin is remembering a childhood incident. Then we see a young So Yang, who is missing her mother a lot and is reading one of her favorite books. Just then, a young Hua Jin comes to her and says, if someone dies, you have to die to meet them. Hearing this, young So Yang jumps into the well, where Cheol is already present. Young So Yang asks him, did you also come here to die? I came here to die. But looking at you, it seems like you want to live. Anyway, dying is very dangerous. Young Cheol says, my whole family has been killed. Saying this, he starts to cry, and So Yang also starts crying with him. Just then, a young Kim comes there looking for So Yang. So Yang says to Cheol, you have to stay alive. I will come back. Then, she gives her same book to Cheol and says, if you want to live, then come out and give this back to me. Then she comes out with Kim's help. Coming out, when she is telling Kim about all this, her father overhears it and then has the well closed from the top. So Yang cries a lot and tells them not to do so, but they don't listen to her. Jwagun is also there, and all this is being done at his behest. Hua Jin is also there and is secretly watching all this. Cheol's condition inside is getting worse due to fear. Then at night, So Young comes with her brother and removes that stone. But just then, they realize someone is coming, so they run away from there. When Cheol comes out, he meets Hua Jin, so he gives her the book. Here, Cheol thinks that Hua Jin was the one who saved his life. When Hua Jin sees So Young's name on the book, she hides it. Then the flashback ends, and we see the secret file with Hua Jin. Meanwhile, Cheol's condition in the well deteriorates. Just then, he sees someone above the well and calls out, Hua Jin! Hua Jin! But it is So Young. When So Young sees Cheol in the well, she takes him out and brings him to the room. Even in the room, he is very scared in his sleep. Then, when he opens his eyes, he sees Hua Jin. But after a little while, he sees So Young. Then he hugs So Young and says, I was very scared today. Meanwhile, Hua Jin is very happy wearing the queen's clothes. Then, when she looks into the pond, she sees So Young in her place. She gets scared seeing this. Then she looks at the secret file. Actually, when she had gone there to meet Cheol, she had found that secret file in the well and had brought it with her. Then Cheol was still hugging. So Young and he falls asleep there, so Young also sleeps next to him. The next morning when Yeon comes to So Young, she is very happy to see them sleeping together and leaves. Then when they both wake up, So Young asks Cheol, what were you doing in the well? To this, Cheol says, I was passing by and fell into the well due to the darkness. After this, when they are both going back on the way, So Young sees Cheol sad and asks him, what happened to you? Why are you sad? To this, Cheol gives no answer. Then on the way, So Young sees some girls and becomes happy. Then she remembers that she has to choose 3 more concubines. Then when they reach the palace, So Young immediately gets out of the palanquin and runs inside the palace. Then Cheol tells Young and Hong that the secret file has not been found. Hearing this, they both also get worried. Here, So Young tells Court Lady Choi and Yeon, I have to choose 3 concubines, so bring me information about all the girls, and also find out about the Han family. After this, she goes to meet the Grand Queen. And the Grand Queen is very happy to see her, because now the Grand Queen had gotten used to the food cooked by her, and she was not liking the royal chef's food anymore. Then, the Grand Queen asks her to cook and bring food. to which So Young says, I will cook it and send it right away. Then she goes to the kitchen, and the royal chef asks her for her food recipe. So Young cooks food together and tells the chef the recipe at the same time. Then, So Young makes noodles and sends them for the Grand Queen. The Grand Queen had never eaten noodles before, so they seem strange to her. But when she eats them, she likes them very much. After this, So Young goes to meet Cheol and says to him, I am going to select 3 concubines for you, so you tell me what they should be like. Hearing this, Cheol says, I will select which family they should belong to. So Young says, no, the Grand Queen has given me this task, so I will select beautiful concubines according to my choice. Cheol refuses to this, so Young says, okay, you select the family and I will select the concubine from that family. Hearing this, Cheol is happy and holds her hand and says, thank you. Hua Jin, who had come there to give the secret file to Cheol, sees them like this. Then So Young says to Cheol, there is no need to be so happy. I am keeping these concubines for myself. Don't even look at them. You handle Hua Jin. Cheol says, okay. Hua Jin feels very bad seeing them talking, so she leaves without giving the file. Then Hua Jin writes a letter in Cheol's name, in which she asks to meet him and also says that she wants to give him something. After this, she asks the handmaiden to give the letter to Cheol, but the handmaiden gives the letter to the junior queen. When the junior queen reads the letter, she thinks that it must be something important that Hua Jin wants to give to Cheol. Then she tells the handmaiden to give the letter to the king later. Then when Cheol gets the letter, he is about to open it when Jwagun comes to call him. After that, the court begins, where Cheol announces a royal function to celebrate the queen's recovery. Seeing this, the Grand Queen feels bad that he is giving orders on his own. After this, Cheol goes to the library, and there he sees that masked man and recognizes that he is the same one he fought with that night. Then the junior queen comes there and deliberately engages Cheol in conversation so that he is late to meet Hua Jin. Meanwhile, Hua Jin is waiting for Cheol to give him the file. When Cheol reads the letter after the junior queen leaves, he immediately goes there to meet Hua Jin, but by then, Hua Jin has left. Then, Cheol goes to her room to meet Hua Jin. There, Hua Jin says, it seems you have no time for me at all now. Have you started to like the queen? Hearing this, Cheol says, no, I cannot like her. At this, Hua Jin says, you didn't say that you don't like her. You said that you cannot like her. This means that you have really started to like her. This makes Hua Jin sad. Meanwhile, So Young's father goes to the well to check on the file, but when he sees that the file has disappeared from there, he gets worried, but he does not tell Jwagun about this. But Jwagun still understands from his face that he has lost the secret file. Then, a handmaiden throws a dead body into the water, and this was done by the junior queen so that Hua Jin would mistake the body for her handmaidens and turn against the queen. Here, Hua Jin is very upset by Cheol's words and is crying. Yang is also standing next to her. Just then, a handmaiden comes and informs them that a dead body has been found in the water. Hearing this, Hua Jin immediately goes to see it, but its face is completely disfigured. Seeing this, Hua Jin thinks that this is her handmaiden's body, so she starts to cry. Then she shoots arrows to cool her anger. Then the Grand Queen calls Cheol and indirectly threatens him not to try to give his own orders. Cheol listens to all this quietly. Then when Cheol is sleeping, he has a nightmare that he has been tied up, and all the ministers are laughing at him, and he cannot do anything of his own will because his entire control is in the hands of the Grand Queen. Seeing all this, Cheol wakes up suddenly in fear. Then he writes down the strange things So Young had said on a piece of paper and feels happy. Here, So Young also has a dream that she is having fun with the 3 concubines, but just then, Cheol comes there and says to her, my queen, today we are not going to do no touch. Saying this, he starts to kiss her. Meanwhile, the junior queen goes to Hua Jin and provokes her a lot against So Young. Influenced by her words, Hua Jin gives her the secret file and says, I want to see the queen destroyed. The junior queen is very happy to get this secret file. The next morning, when So Young wakes up, she gets angry at Cheol for daring to come into her dreams. Then Cheol finds out about Hua Jin's handmaiden, so he goes to meet Hua Jin and says, you must be very worried, but don't worry, everything will be fine. Hua Jin says, I am fine. Then she kisses Cheol's hand. Then Court Lady Choi and Yan tell So Young about all the Han families. Seeing this, So Young says, this is a lot of work. Now how will I find out which family Director Han belongs to from among them? After this, So Young goes to the Grand Queen and does her makeup to make her happy. Then So Young calls all the girls and selects 3 concubines from among them. After that, she talks a lot with them, sometimes plays with them, and sometimes talks with them in the water tub. Meanwhile, Cheol calls the fathers of the 3 concubines and talks to them. And then in the court, the announcement of the 3 concubines becoming concubines is made. So Young is very happy to see the 3 of them here. Then, at night, So Young can't sleep, So she writes a letter to each of the 3 concubines and sends it with a servant, and also tells him to keep an eye on the king. But the people who are taking the letter are saying on the way that we have to give the letter to the concubine and keep an eye on the king. Just then, a servant comes in front of them, which makes them change their words to say that we have to give the letter to the king and keep an eye on the concubine. Then they give the letter to the king. When Kyle looks at the letter, the same thing is written in all 3. Are you sleeping? Seeing this, Kyle thinks, why is the same thing written in all 3? Then he also writes a letter and sends it to So Young. When So Young looks at the letter, poetry is written in it. So she also writes a poem and sends it. The servants give that letter to Cheol. That's it. Cheol is writing a letter to So Young, and So Young, thinking it's the concubine, is writing a letter to him. And in this way, their conversation continues. The next morning when they meet, So Young again speaks rudely to Cheol. Seeing this, Cheol thinks, she was talking so nicely at night. What happened now? It seems she is shy in front of everyone. At night, So Young again writes a letter to Cheol, thinking he is the concubine. Seeing this, Cheol says, she is so different during the day and at night. The next day, they have their function, where Cheol first asks Yong to bring food. Then the function starts, where first Yong and some guards show their skills. Then a girl comes there and plays the drum. After that, Hong comes there and performs with guns. Then Yong goes to get food. Then there is an archery competition where numbers are placed on some servants and handmaidens, and then they are left in the jungle. Whoever hits the person with the highest number will win. Both Hua Jin and So Yong have participated in this. After this, they go to the jungle to hunt. There, Hua Jin is looking for her prey, and So Yong is not at all interested in this, so she is just passing the time. Here, at the Grand Queen's behest, there is a competition between Kim and Cheol, where they are both given a fan, and whoever snatches the other's fan will win. Their competition begins, and they both attack each other with all their strength. Here, everyone is surprised to see Cheol fighting like this because in everyone's eyes, he was a puppet king. Meanwhile, So Young gets tired and sits down in one place where a servant is already hiding. So Young asks him, "Why are you hiding here? These are not real arrows. These are fake arrows." The servant says, "Fake arrows also hurt." Saying this, he looks at So Young's arrow. So Young makes a mark on him with her arrow. Then that servant goes to the palace, and seeing him, another servant says, "The queen has hit the highest number. It seems the queen is very good at archery." Here, seeing Cheol fighting like this, Kim understands that he is the one who attacked the queen that night. Here, Kim says, "Oh, so it's you." Saying this, he attacks Cheol even more fiercely. But Cheol responds with all his strength, and thus Cheol wins this competition. Then he says to Kim, "Don't try to mess with me again." On the other side, in the jungle, So Young and Hua Jin come face to face. Seeing So Young, Hua Jin gets angry and shoots an arrow at her, but she misses her target. Then Hua Jin says to So Young, "Why did you have my handmaiden killed?" So Young says, "I didn't do anything like that, nor do I know anything about it." So Young says, "I think someone is doing all this to cause a fight between us." Hua Jin doesn't listen to a single word of hers here, and instead blames her. So Young also says to her, "I don't care what you think about me." Then everyone comes to the palace, and here So Young is announced as the winner because she had scored 10 points. Then the junior queen gives her the prize. Then Young is bringing food when some people attack him on the way. Here, when So Young is with court lady Choi, she sees a man there who looks like Director Han and says, "He must be from Director Han's family." Then she asks court lady Choi to find out about him. Meanwhile, some people have attacked Young and have ruined all his food, which causes all the food to fall, and poor people pounce on it. Actually, this attack was ordered by Jwagun, because Cheol was responsible for today's food, and Jwagun wanted to defame him, so he did all this. Then when Cheol and So Young find out about this, they both get worried. Then Cheol says, "I will have to order more food, but it will take some time." Then So Young comes to the kitchen and sees that everyone is sick. Actually, the man who looked like Director Han had mixed something in the water at Jwagun's behest which made them sick. Seeing all this, So Young says, "This must have been done by that man who looks like Director Han. That's why he came here. He did the same thing to me there." After this, So Young asks everyone present there to help with the cooking, and cooks with the ingredients available in the kitchen at that time, and then sends it for the meal. When everyone there eats the food she made, they like it very much, and they start praising Cheol for having such good food made. In the next scene, Hong is going somewhere when he collides with that masked man. Then he remembers that he has a mark on his face, so he follows him, but the masked man tricks him and runs away from there. Then, after cooking, So Young comes back, and the junior queen asks her where she has been. So Young says, "I was tired after hunting, so I fell asleep." Then after the function, Seol lights incense in an incense burner. Then he is about to read a decree when the incense burner explodes, which causes Cheol to be thrown far away and he gets quite injured. Even in this condition, he looks at So-young. So-young also starts to go towards him, but Kim catches her and says, "Don't go forward, there might be another blast." Then So-young is taken to her room. In the next scene, Kim asks his people to find out about the attack on the king. Here, the Grand Queen is angry at Jwagun and says, "I know you did all this." Jwagun says, "I did this because nowadays King Cheol is giving his own orders, and because of this, all the power will be taken away from us. And don't you worry, no one will find out that I was behind all this." Meanwhile, Hwa Jin, along with the junior queen, is performing a puja for Cheol's recovery. Then So-young is on her way to meet Cheol when Kim stops her and says that Young has forbidden anyone from meeting Cheol. To this, So-young says, "I am his wife. He will not forbid me." Then she starts to leave when Kim grabs her from behind and says, "Why are you going to the one who tried to take your life? It would be better if he died." Upon Kim's touch, Bong remembers the kiss between Kim and So-young. Then he says to Kim, "I should be alone for a while." Hearing this, Kim leaves. Then Kim beats Cheol's guards and asks them about the attack on Cheol. They say, "We can give our lives for the king. Your father, Jwa-gyun, must have done this." Then, when Kim checks the incense burner, he finds out that it was filled with gunpowder. Just then, Jwa-gyun comes there and tells him to quickly catch the real culprit. Then So-young is thinking about who could have done this. In the next scene, Cheol regains consciousness, and So-young comes to meet him. She feels bad seeing him like this. Just then, Hwa Jin also comes there and says to So-young, "Your family members killed Cheol's family, and now they have certainly tried to take Cheol's life." Hearing this, So-young feels bad and leaves. After this, she meets Kim and says to him, "I know you like me, but remember, I am a queen and Cheol's wife. So from today, don't think anything like that about me." Hearing this, Kim becomes very sad. Then he goes to the court and, looking at the king's chair, says, "Queen, if you like the king, then fine. Now I will become the king." Meanwhile, So-young meets Cheol and tells him to get well. Then, Jwa-gyun meets Hwa Jin, and Hwa Jin blames him, saying that you were the one who harmed the king. Jwa-gyun tells her that he did nothing. Here, So-young's father meets the Grand Queen and tells her that they have lost the secret file. The king had come to stay at our house that day. Maybe he has the file, but please don't let my daughter be harmed because of this. Meanwhile, Jwagun meets Kim and says that everyone is blaming him for harming the king, but he has done nothing. Kim says, "Don't you worry. If someone is framing you, I will find out." The next day, the junior queen secretly hides the secret file in So-young's room. Then in the court, everyone is talking about who did this to the king. Some ministers say that the king's guards did this. We should sentence them to death. But other ministers say, no, we cannot do that. If we do that, we will never find out who was really behind all this. Just then, the court door opens and Cheol comes there. Everyone is surprised to see him. Meanwhile, the guards are being punished. Just then, Yong goes there and tells them that the king has ordered all of them to be released. Here, everyone asks Cheol, "We heard that your condition was serious." To this, Cheol says, "No, we are fine now. The medicines worked quickly, and besides, this is not the time to lie in bed and rest. We know who did this to us." Then he looks at Jwagun and says, "I know you did all this." Hearing this, a minister starts to support Jwagun and says that he is being framed. At this, Cheol says to him, "Oh, so you are also allied with them." Then he asks everyone else, who else is allied with them? Hearing this, everyone bows their heads. Then Cheol sentences Jwagun and the other minister, saying that not only will they be removed from their posts, but they will also have to leave this place. Hearing this decision, the Grand Queen gets angry and starts shouting at Cheol. Cheol tells her, "From today, we will not let you interfere in the palace's decisions. You will have to live here without interfering, and if you cannot live here like this, then you should also leave this post." Hearing all this, Jwagun says, "I am being blamed. Therefore, I want you to order an investigation into this." Hearing this, Cheol agrees and orders an investigation, saying, "If any of you are found to be connected to this matter, you will be removed from your post." Then So-young is sitting sadly for Cheol when Court Lady Choi and Yan come and tell her that the king is now well. Hearing this, So-young becomes happy, and then, in her haste to go and meet him, falls down. After this, she starts to cry with happiness for Cheol's recovery. Meanwhile, when Hwa Jin finds out about Cheol's recovery, she is very happy. Then she comes to meet Cheol and hugs him, saying, "Never be away from me again." Then So-young is drinking instead of meeting Cheol. So Court Lady Choi stops her from drinking, but she doesn't listen to her and asks the royal chef to bring more drinks. Meanwhile, the Grand Queen searches So-young's room and finds the secret file in So-young's room. Here, So-young drinks until night. Then Yeon leaves her in her room. Then Cheol finds a drawing of So Young, which makes him suspect that So Young had cooked the food on the day of the function. Then he calls the royal chef to confirm this and asks him about it. The royal chef tells him that the queen had indeed cooked the food that day. After this, Cheol goes to meet So Young, where So Young, mistaking him for Yeon, says, "Why do you always worry so much about me?" After this, they kiss, and then they both fall asleep together. The next morning, So Young is calling Cheol's name as Yeon. Then, when she opens her eyes, she sees Cheol there. Seeing this, she closes her eyes and opens them again. Seeing Cheol there, she remembers that she had slept with Cheol at night. Remembering this, she screams, and her scream wakes Cheol up. She asks Cheol, "Tell me the truth. What happened between us last night?" So Cheol tells her everything. Hearing this, she starts getting angry at Cheol. So Cheol says to her, "Why are you getting angry?" Then she comes out and asks Yeon, "Where did you sleep last night?" Yeon says, "I slept in my room." Hearing this, So Young thinks, "Did I really do all that with Cheol last night?" Thinking this, she starts screaming and shouting. Then the junior queen meets Hwajin and tells her, "I have hidden the secret file in So Young's room." Hearing this, Hwajin says, "We need to do something about the queen soon, because if the king is taken from us, we will die." Meanwhile, So Young is still very sad about sleeping with Cheol and says, "I want to die." Then she starts running around in the kitchen, and everyone is surprised to see her. Then Cheol comes there to meet So Young, but before he arrives, So Young disappears from there. Cheol says, "Why is she running away from me like this?" Meanwhile, So Young thinks, "If I meet Cheol again and So Young's soul enters me and I lose my control, then what will happen?" Just then, Cheol comes there looking for her, so Young runs away from there as well. Then So Young goes to a place where two ministers are talking about the attack on the king. Just then, Cheol arrives. So Young is hiding there when a little girl comes and asks her to play. Then Cheol sees her and calls her, but So Young says to him, "Stop following me and go from here." Saying this, she runs away from there. So Cheol also calls out to her and goes after her. Seeing them doing this, the minister says, "They are playing hide-and-seek like children. How can they play hide-and-seek after such a dangerous incident?" After this, when So Young sees the concubines, she becomes happy. Just then, Cheol arrives, so she has to run away from there as well. Then she comes to her room and is writing a letter to the concubines. Just then, Cheol comes there, and seeing him coming, So Young hides. Here, Cheol realizes that So Young is hiding there, so he says, "Why are you running away from me? If you don't want to meet me now, then fine. We will meet later." Saying this, he leaves. Then the Grand Queen is removed from her post, which makes the Grand Queen look at Cheol angrily. Then Cheol says, "From now on, we will handle all this ourselves." Then, because of this, the Grand Queen gets a headache. Then she calls Kim and says, "We have lost our post because of the king. We want it back." Kim says, "Don't you worry. I will try to get your post back for you." Then, Cheol gets So Young's letter, so he writes a letter and calls So Young to meet him. When So Young arrives there, she finds out that all her letters were being received by Cheol. She is surprised to know this. Cheol says, "You talk so nicely in the letter, but when I come in front of you, why do you talk like that?" Then he hugs So Young and says, "I like you." So Young says, "Just because we slept together once, you started liking me?" Cheol says, "It's not like that. You are very strange. Your actions are also strange. Still, I like you." Hearing this, So Young is surprised and says no and leaves. As she is leaving, she says in her mind, "I am not the real So Young, so this cannot happen." In the next scene, Jwagun tells his fellow ministers, "All the wrong things you have done are in this secret file, and now I have it. As long as I remain in my post, I will protect it. But if I am removed from my post, I will not be able to protect it, and you all will be ruined like me. So you all have to support me." The Grand Queen's handmaiden overhears their conversation. Then she comes and tells this to Cheol, that they have the secret file and the Grand Queen had found it in So Young's room. Then Cheol asks So Young about this, but So Young doesn't know anything about it. Then we see Young, who catches a handmaiden. This was the handmaiden who had found some of Hwa Jin's handmaiden's belongings on the ground and had sold them in the market. Here, Jwa-gyun comes to his room and burns the secret file. In the next scene, Kim finds out that the attack on Cheol was carried out by Jae-wa-gun. He talks to Jwa-gun about this, and during their conversation he learns that Jwa-gun wants to harm the queen along with the king. Knowing this, Kim tells Jwa-gun, "I like the queen, and I will never support anyone in anything who wants to harm the queen." Then he breaks all ties with Jwa-gun and leaves. Then, So Young is sitting alone and thinking, "Who could have put that secret file in my room? I have to find out about this." Here, So Young's dad learns from a servant that when So Young and Cheol came to stay here, Hwa Jin had come here to meet Cheol. The next day, So Young's father comes to meet her, where during their conversation, So Young's father tells her about the secret file, that the file contains the dark secrets of all the ministers, and that Hwa Jin has stolen the file. Hearing this, So Young says, "Oh, so that's the matter." Now I will show everyone who they have messed with. Then she takes a cold drink for the Grand Queen and asks her to drink it. But the Grand Queen thinks that it is poisoned, so she doesn't drink it. So Young drinks the drink herself and says, if you suspect everything like this, your life will become like hell. Then she goes to meet the Junior Queen, and while lighting a candle in front of her son's photo says, you put that secret file in my room to frame me. If you do anything like that again, I will burn your son's photo, and then you will never be able to see him again. Hearing this, the Junior Queen gets scared and sits down there. Cheol is also standing outside watching all this, and he is very happy about it. Then Young goes to meet Hua Jin and says to her, I know that you stole that secret file from my house and then you gave it to the Junior Queen. She put that file in my room to frame me. And secondly, you also think that I had your handmaiden killed, that I am very bad and you are very good. But in reality, that's not the case. You have become very bad while pretending to be a victim. Hearing this, Hua-jin feels bad. Then she is about to fall into the pond, but So-young catches her and says, when I was falling into the pond in front of you, you could have caught me too, right? But you didn't do that. So this proves that I am better than you. Then in the court, Jwa-gyun resigns from his post, and Kim is appointed to his post in his place. After that, So-young is sitting in one place and is very happy. Then Cheol comes there, and So-young says to him, we both have the same enemy, so let's become friends. Cheol agrees to this and says, from today, we are not going to do no touch. So-young says, okay, from now on, we will not do no touch. Then So-young asks him, now you tell me why you attacked me. Cheol says, because I thought you had overheard our conversation and you were allied with the Grand Queen and would tell her about our conversation. All this happened due to a misunderstanding. So-young says, okay. Then So-young says, I am not afraid of dying. Whenever I die, I will die laughing, and I will not come under anyone's pressure anymore. Hearing this, Cheol remembers that the girl who had saved him from the well in his childhood had also said the same thing. I am not afraid of dying. Whenever I die, I will die laughing. Remembering this, Cheol falls into thought. Then Kim goes to meet the Grand Queen and says to her, you found that secret file in the Queen's room, so you think the Queen is deceiving you. But that's not the case. We have found out that Hua Jin and the Junior Queen are deceiving you. The Junior Queen was the one who put that secret file in the Queen's room to frame her. Here, Cheol meets Hua Jin and says to her, the body that was found in the water was not your handmaiden's. The Junior Queen had it placed there so that you would fall for her word. So from now on, don't trust her too much. Yang is also listening to their conversation, and then he remembers that he had seen Hua Jin giving that file to the Junior Queen. In the next scene, Hua Jin is releasing her anger about her handmaiden by shooting arrows. Just then, Yang comes there and says to her, I have found that handmaiden. She was the one who sold your handmaiden's belongings in the market. She had found those belonging on the ground, and she was the one who put that body in the water. That body was not your handmaiden's. It was someone else. And now I think your handmaiden is alive, so stop worrying about it. Then he asks Hua Jin, that night, you were the one who gave that secret file to the Junior Queen, right? Hearing this, Hua Jin says, you saw me giving her that file? Yang says, yes, but if you say so, I won't tell anyone about this. And every person strays from the path for a little while. If you want, you can still come back. In the next scene, So-young makes ramen for Cheol and asks him to eat it. Cheol asks what ramen is. So-young says, try it once, you will like it a lot. Then she places the ramen on top of a book. Seeing this, Cheol asks her to remove it from the book. So-young quickly removes it from the book and, looking at the book, says, this book. Cheol asks, you know this book? So-young says, yes, this is my mother's favorite book. Cheol asks, is this book yours? So-young says, yes, this is my book. Cheol says, so you are the girl who saved me from the well. So-young says, yes, I am the one who saved you from the well in childhood. Hearing this, Cheol is surprised. The next day, So-young goes to meet her father and asks him to rewrite that secret file. So her father rewrites it for her and give it to her. Then So-young gives it to Cheol and says, I had my father rewrite it. He wrote down as much as he could remember. Seeing this, Cheol say, your father has really done a very good job. Then they look at the file and find out that more than half of the ministers here are corrupt. In the next scene, So-young calls some ministers and says, the king has a file of your dark secrets. He can remove you from your posts whenever he wants. So it would be better for you to stop your wrongdoings. Here, So-young scares them a lot with her words. Then Hua Jin comes to meet Cheol, and Cheol asks her, why did you lie to me that you saved me from the well? To this, Hua Jin gives no answer and leaves. Then at night, Cheol and So-young are together. And here, So-young tells him about some things from the future. Cheol also listens to her words quietly. Then they both fall asleep there. Then Hua Jin comes back and feels bad seeing them sleeping together like this. The next day, Hua Jin comes to meet Cheol and tells him everything, that she did not save him from the well and that she was the one who stole the secret file from the queen's maternal home and gave it to the junior queen. Hearing all this, Cheol is surprised and asks, "Why did you do all this?" Hua Jin says, "Because I like you, and I felt that the queen would snatch you from me. That's why I did all this to destroy her." Cheol says, "It's my fault in this, I couldn't pay attention to you. That's why you did all this." Hua Jin says, "No, I did all this intentionally." Then Cheol rewrites So Young's name on the book and returns the book to her, saying, "You said that when I feel like living, I should return this book to you. Today, I feel like living, and that too with you, so I am returning this book." Then So Young, Cheol, Yong, and Hong are all together, and So Young tells them about new types of guns and bulletproof jackets. After this, a boy named Kim Hwan comes there. Here, during their conversation, So Young and Kim Hwan become friends. Kim Hwan hugs So Young, and Cheol tells him not to do so. Then they play cards, where during the game, Kim Hwan is again hugging So Young. Seeing this, Cheol feels bad and goes and sits between them. In the next scene, So Young and Cheol are together, and Cheol is about to kiss her when So Young says in her mind, "No, don't do that." Then So Young suddenly feels like vomiting. So she says to Cheol, "I didn't do it on purpose. I've been feeling sick since morning." Then the royal doctor comes and examines So Young and informs them that the queen is pregnant. Everyone is very happy to know this and starts dancing. But So Young is very sad to know this. Then everyone congratulates So Young. She sends everyone out of the room and closes the door. Cheol says, "Why is she angry?" At this, Court Lady Choi says, "I don't think she is angry. This might be her way of being happy." Inside, So Young is very sad that she is pregnant. Meanwhile, Hua Jin returns her hairpin to the junior queen and says, "We have found out that you were using me, but from now on, you will never be able to use me again." Then the Grand Queen finds out about the queen being pregnant and is shocked. Then, a special kind of drum is beaten in the palace, which lets everyone know that the queen is pregnant. Kim gets very angry knowing this. Then both the Grand Queen and the Junior Queen come to meet So Young and indirectly threaten her, saying that this is the royal baby and nothing should happen to it. Hearing their words, So Young feels like vomiting and says, "It will be as you say." After this, Cheol is horseback riding, and So Young says to him, "I am worried here, and you are horseback riding." Cheol says, "Come, you also ride with me." Then he seats So Young with him and rides. Then they go to a place where So Young is still sad, and Cheol says, "Tomorrow our child will become the king." Hearing this, So Young thinks, "If he becomes the king, I will have a lot of power." Thinking this, she becomes very happy. Then the junior queen spreads a rumor in the palace that the baby growing in the queen's womb is not the king's, but Kim's. When Cheol finds out about this, he comes to So Young and says that there is a rumor in the palace that this child is not mine, and because of this, they can remove you from the post of queen. To prove these rumors wrong, So Young immediately starts striking romantic poses with Cheol in front of some servants and handmaidens, which all the servants and handmaidens are watching. Then, Hua Jin scolds the junior queen for spreading this false rumor. After this, Hua Jin meets Cheol and says to him, "I want to leave the post of concubine and go back." Hearing this, Cheol gives her permission to leave. Then when Hua Jin is leaving, she meets Young. Hua Jin says, "I know you like me, but now I am leaving, so you should also forget this love." Then So Young finds out about this and feels bad for Hua Jin. Then the junior queen tells the Grand Queen about the rumor. The Grand Queen is shocked to hear this. Then she calls Kim and tells him about the rumors and asks him to kill the queen. Kim says, "This is not true." The Grand Queen says, "Who will believe this? People will only think wrongly of the queen." So now the queen's death is necessary. Then Kim meets Cheol and says to him that the Grand Queen wants to have the queen killed because of the rumors. There is only one way to avoid this. If you go to kill the people of Dogan, everyone's attention will be diverted to you, that the king has gone to kill the people of Dogan, and they will forget this rumor. And this is the only way to save the queen and her child. Here we tell you that the people of Dogan are those who do not follow some rules of this government and are rebelling against them. Cheol agrees to this. Then he goes to meet So Young, who is sleeping while sitting. Cheol makes her sleep properly. The next morning, Cheol goes to the Grand Queen and says, "I am going to fight the people of Dogan. So until I come back, you take care of this government and the queen and our child." Then, when Cheol is leaving, Young says, "Don't go. This could be a trap." Cheol says, "I have to go to save the queen and our child." Here, So Young wakes up and learns from Hong that Cheol is going to fight the people of Dogan. She runs after him to stop him and calls out to him, but Cheol does not turn back and leaves. Then at one point, Cheol feels that they are going the wrong way. So he tells the soldiers to take another route, but the soldiers point their swords at Cheol. Then Kim comes there, and a fierce fight breaks out between Cheol and Kim, in which Cheol gets quite injured. He has no choice but to run, so he runs away from there. Kim follows him. Then Cheol stops at the edge of a cliff. Kim says to him, "Now give up." But Cheol does not give up and jumps into the cliff. When Kim comes forward and looks, he finds out that Cheol had jumped into the water. Then we see So Young, who is missing Cheol a lot. Just then, Kim comes to meet her. So Young asks him about Cheol, and Kim says that he is completely fine. Then So Young asks about the blood on his clothes, and Kim says that he got injured during practice. Here, the Grand Queen reappoints all the ministers whom Cheol had dismissed, and at the same time, she removes Young from his post. Meanwhile, Kim's soldiers are searching for Cheol near the same cliff. Then they find Cheol's clothes in the water near the cliff. Then the Grand Queen learns from Kim that Cheol's body has not yet been found. Hearing this, the Grand Queen says that we cannot wait any longer. We are going to announce the king's death, and we are going to choose a new king, so you find the king's body quickly. Court Lady Choi overhears their conversation, and she goes and tells this to So Young. So Young is shocked to hear this. Then a special kind of conch is blown to inform everyone of the king's death, and at the same time, the selection of a new king is announced. When Hua Jin finds out about this, she feels very bad for Cheol. Here, So Young is also very sad for Cheol. Then the Grand Queen learns from Kim that Cheol's body has not yet been found, so the Grand Queen asks him to put a fake body until Cheol's body is found. Kim says that this is a good idea, and at the same time, he also says that we will have the palace gates closed until a new king is crowned, so that even if Cheol is alive, he cannot come back, and it will be easy to kill him from outside. The Grand Queen gives him permission to do so. Then Young comes to kill So Young. Just then, Kim comes there to catch him. Young says to Kim, "I know you and the queen conspired to have the king killed." Kim says, "We have not done anything like that. The king was killed by the people of Dogan." Then Young is about to kill the queen. So Court Lady Choi and Yan plead with him not to kill the queen for the sake of the baby. Hearing this, Young drops his sword, and Kim's men catch him and put him in jail. After he leaves, So Young remembers the blood on Kim's clothes and becomes suspicious of Kim. She asks Kim about this, and Kim says that Young has had a misunderstanding. He's just blaming me for nothing. The king was killed by the people of Dogan. Then Hong is also caught by Kim's soldiers. Then So Young goes to see Cheol's body, and the servant tells her that the king's face is completely disfigured. Hearing this, So Young touches his body and finds out that this is not Cheol's body. Then she tells this to Court Lady Choi and Yan, and they are surprised to know this. Then Court Lady Choi tells So Young that a new king is being selected. Hearing this, So Young says that we have to find Cheol before that. Meanwhile, the Grand Queen decides to make a 12-year-old boy the new king. Then at night, So Young pretends to be asleep in front of Court Lady Choi and Yan. When they both leave, So Young changes her disguise and is about to leave the palace to find Cheol. Just then, she meets Kim, and he stops her from leaving. So Young says, "I know you did something to Cheol. How could you do that? You said you loved me, but you couldn't realize that I am someone else. Your So Young is dead. Now, if you try to stop me, I will shoot an arrow at you." Kim says, "You won't do that. I love you." Hearing this, So Young shoots an arrow at the ground and says, "See, I am not your So Young. If I were her, I would not have shot an arrow at you." Then she is stopping him by showing him another arrow when the arrow is accidentally released and hits Kim. Seeing this, So Young says, "I didn't mean to kill you," and runs away from there. Seeing this, Kim gets very angry at So Young. Then she comes outside and meets Court Lady Choi and Yeon. They say, "We knew you would go to find the king, so we will also go with you." Hearing this, So Young takes them with her, and then the three of them leave to find Cheol. Then Jwa-gyun also comes back, and he and the Grand Queen are talking about So Young running away from the palace and making a plan to kill Cheol and So Young. Meanwhile, we see Cheol, who has been saved by the people of Dogan. Then Kim meets Jwa-gun and says that, "Now we will kill the king and queen." Then when Kim is going to kill them, Kim Hwan comes and tries to stop him. But Kim does not listen to any of his words and leaves in anger. Meanwhile, in the jungle, the three of them are looking for Cheol. Just then, Court Lady Choi sees Kim's men coming, so she sends Yeon and So Young ahead and tries to stop them. But they attack her with a sword, and she falls. Then Yeon takes So Young and hides in a place. After that, Yeon puts a cloth on herself and runs to distract the soldiers, so the soldiers follow her. Here, Kim comes to So Young to kill her. Seeing him, So Young runs away from there and stops at the edge of a cliff. Kim also follows her there and, grabbing her by the throat, says, "Who are you? And what have you done to So Young?" So Young starts to tell him everything, but Kim does not believe her words and starts to hit her. Then he remembers So Young's words and lets her go. Then Bong tells him everything. After that, the soldiers come there to kill her. Kim tells them not to do so, and one of Kim's companions says that Kim has betrayed us. So now you all follow my orders and kill them. Then they come forward to kill them. Seeing this, Kim takes So-young and runs away from there. While running, they meet the same masked man on the way, and he attacks them. Kim tells So-young to run from there and fights the masked man himself, but the masked man is stronger, so he kills Kim. Kim is remembering So-young even in his last moments. Meanwhile, So-young goes and sits in one place and is crying, thinking about Court Lady Choi, Yeon, and Kim, all three, because according to her, she has lost all three. Just then, Cheol comes there. Seeing him, So-young hugs him and is very happy. Then she tells him about Kim, Court Lady Choi, and Yeon. So Cheol says, "Don't you worry, Court Lady Choi and Yeon are completely fine." After this, when So-young meets the two of them, she is very happy to meet them. Meanwhile, the masked man comes back and tells Jwa-gyun that they were attacked by the people of Dogon, and the king was also among them. Hearing this, Jwa-gyun thinks something. Here, when the royal chef finds out about all this, he goes to find the queen. The next day, So-young meets the people of Dogon and is happy to meet them. Here we find out that these people have also now joined the people of Dogon. Then the king of the people of Dogon, Cheol, and So-young all plan to attack the palace. Just then, the royal chef comes there and tells them that today the new king will be given his post, and until the new king is given his post, all the palace gates have been closed. No one can go inside. Cheol says there must be some way to get into the palace. The royal chef explains that the palanquins usually carry food supplies into the palace are all checked. However, there is one palanquin belonging to the head servant that is not checked because they use it to move illegal goods. Cheol likes this idea. Then Cheol and So-young go to the palanquin servant and say, "If anyone finds out about this, we will kill you." After this, they both lie down in the palanquin. Meanwhile, a soldier comes to Yong and Hong and says, "As soon as the new king takes his post, you both will be killed." Here, Cheol and So-young come inside the palace lying in the palanquin. But here, Jwa-gyun sees that the servant is not checking the palanquin, so he comes to check the palanquin himself. He checks the palanquin from above and leaves. After he leaves, Cheol comes out of the palanquin and, after killing the head servant, says, "So this is the one who does wrong things?" After this, they both change their clothes and come out, and the soldiers attack them. So they both fight them together. Meanwhile, the rituals for making the child the king begin. But the royal seal required for those rituals is missing. Everyone is worried to see this. Meanwhile, Kim Hwan takes the same royal seal and goes to Yong and Hong and says, "The queen asked me to steal this." They are both surprised to see this. Then Court Lady Choi and Yeon throw bombs in the palace. The soldiers are surprised to see this, but instead of exploding, the bombs create smoke. Then the people of Dogon also come into the palace and start killing the soldiers, and they release Yong and Hong from jail. Here, Cheol and So-young are on their way to the court when the same masked man shoots at them. Because of this, they both fall there. Hong sees the masked man and runs after him. Here, Bong's soul is going back, and Bong says, "No, don't go yet," but he goes back. Then when Bong wakes up in the hospital, he thinks about what must have happened to Cheol. Then he tries to take the phone of the policeman sitting there, and the policeman wakes up. Seeing this, Bong runs away from there. So the policemen also go after him. Seeing him running like that, the policemen say, "No one would believe that he has been in a coma for so many months." Then Bong goes to the library and reads about Cheol in a book. Then we are shown the scene from there, where nothing has happened to Cheol and So-young because they were wearing bulletproof jackets. Just then, Jwa-gyun comes there. Then a fight breaks out between Cheol and Jwa-gyun, where Cheol throws Jwa-gyun down and then puts a sword to his neck. But he does not kill him and throws his crown down. Jwa-gyun says, "Kill me, kill me." Cheol says, "No, now you will have to live with this humiliation." Saying this, he leaves, and Jwa-gyun starts screaming. Here, Yong and Hong surround the masked man and kill him. Then Cheol goes inside, and everyone is surprised to see him. Cheol makes the child who was about to become the new king run away from there. In the next scene, Cheol dismisses all the corrupt ministers and asks to appoint new people in their place. Here, Jwa-gyun is leaving, and people are throwing things at him. Then, the Grand Queen and the Junior Queen are being sent to a distant palace, which makes them both very sad. Here, Yong comes to meet Hwa-jin and says, "You told me to forget you, but I can't do that. Will you marry me?" Hearing this, Hwa-jin says yes. So Yong is very happy with this. Here, Bong is reading this when the policemen come there. Seeing them, he starts to run away. Then the policemen say, "You haven't done anything. Then why are you running?" Here, the policemen tell him that we have checked the CCTV footage of the kitchen, and we have found out that Director Han did this. So he has been arrested, and we were with you for your protection. Hearing this, Bong relaxes. Meanwhile, Cheol and So-young are doing their own work, but they are not at all interested in their work. So they meet each other at the pond and are very happy to see each other and hug. With this, the drama ends here.